We're days away from Valentine's Day, smack dab in the middle of Heart Month. I'm Dave Morris here in the Oklahoman's video studio. Happy to be joined by Petra Colindres.
Yes, you got it. You did
Somewhat
good.
Close?
Yes, very close.
She's here to help us out on how we can live a more healthy lifestyle during Heart Month. Great to see you. Thanks for stopping by.
Well, thanks for having me.
How's it going for you so far this year? You know, we're 6 weeks into the year, resolutions, everybody's got, I'm going to hit to the gym, I'm going to stay healthy with my diet. How's it going for you?
So far, so good.
So far, so good?
I think I'm doing okay, yeah. But, you know, it's a little bit difficult now that Valentine's Day is in the air, obviously.
Yeah, we're just a few days away from tons of chocolates and hopefully roses and stuff like that. I joke around at the beginning of this segment, Heart Month is a serious deal.
It is
and
serious.
You're here to talk about a serious topic of how to develop a more healthy lifestyle.
Exactly, yeah. So, you know, what people don't realize is like February is National Heart Month, and especially Go Red for Women. So Go Red for Women, the actual day was last Friday on the 5th, but we like to extend it to the whole month. It is Valentine's Day. We're gonna be wearing red on the Valentine's Day on the 14th, so might as well have it have dual purpose with that. But what people don't realize is heart disease, who do you think it affects more, men or females?
You would assume it's men.
You would. It seems like a male disease, and that's usually that's a stereotype we see, but that's not true. It actually affects more females than men. In fact, 1 in every 3 females has a cardiovascular disease incident, stroke, heart attack, something like that.
Let me just say this, the Go Red is actually an acronym.
Yes.
Get your own numbers, own your own lifestyle, raise your voice, educate your family, donate. Those are actually all actionable items, steps that you can take to live a healthier lifestyle.
Exactly, and what's great too is the women that actually get involved with the Go Red program, they usually reduce the risk of having a heart incident by 90%. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah, because there's absolutely a ton that we can do as females to really lower our risk, and just knowing simple numbers, knowing what we can do to help advocate that change and make it a lifestyle choice like we were talking about earlier really goes a long way.
Perhaps also to know some of the heart attack symptoms, just to know the sign, chest pain or discomfort, upper body pain or discomfort, shortness of breath. In fact, there you're looking at the graph right there, cold sweat, nausea, lightheadedness. And women, as you mentioned, more likely than men to experience symptoms beside chest pain. It's interesting when you look at the numbers like that.
Yeah, sometimes too it's neck pain and shoulder pain. I've never had a heart incident, knock on wood, which
Right.
there's no wood
There's
here.
no wood here, sorry.
But you know, I have not had one. I've heard that it's a lot kind of in the upper back, so sometimes, or even like a headache, a tension headache, and it's a lot of the symptoms feel more like anxiety, which us females, I mean everyone in general,
Sure.
has a lot more anxiety lately, but it's actually a symptom of a heart attack. So knowing your risk is very important and the signs and symptoms to look for.
Talking with Petra Colindres here. You're a family dietitian.
Yes.
You also have Nutrition by Petra. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so Nutrition by Petra, I do a lot of different things we were discussing earlier. I really focus on early family childhood development, so pediatrics, going to the family home, meal planning, caloric intake, and our favorite is the kitchen clean out.
So you actually go into a person's house and say, show me the refrigerator. And you look inside a person's refrigerator and there's like ketchup and mustard and I don't know what do you typically see?
Yeah, so in the refrigerators, the condiments are usually we have our meats and sometimes our vegetables, and sometimes that's what's lacking is a vegetable.
You're hoping to see salads
yeah,
and vegetables,
I was like,
right?
can I see something in there?
Can I see some produce?
Exactly.
Something perishable.
Exactly, something that might die in a couple of days. Sometimes I see that, but a lot of times it's it's really the freezer that's the worst offender, and the processed foods.
Frozen foods.
Exactly, the lean cuisines, anything that you get in there, the Stouffer's. Those things are great in a pinch, but when our diet mainly consists on them, it's high in sodium. And that's one of the big risks of heart disease, obviously, is a high sodium intake. So looking at those and cleaning out that is great, going a long way to help protect you against heart disease.
So you're trying to set people on the right path, lifestyle. So let's just stay here. Let's stay in the refrigerator here for just a second.
Okay, let's do it, yes.
What do you want to see and what do you advise people?
Okay, so for what I would like to see in at least a refrigerator, we're staying in that refrigerator section, a lot of healthy meats. So the lean meats, we're talking about pork, chicken, something with visible fat on the outside that you can trim away. Things like, ground turkey is great. I use ground turkey for everything. Things like beef products, roasts sometimes have that marbleization, which tastes great, but also is really hard to get away. And of course, we're a landlocked state, and I know that, but fish is such a great thing. And also, salmon with the omega-3s and heart health really does a long way to help you. I like to see those meat products in a kitchen. In regards to fruits and vegetables, I don't really care what I see as long as I see them. To me, if you're eating a high diet of fruits and vegetables, at least half of your plate, you're going a long way on to prevent heart disease and to have a healthier lifestyle. So I have clients ask me, is this too much sugar in this fruit? I don't care as long as you're eating fruits and vegetables, just because the the potential benefits far outweigh any of those risks.
Fruits are always good. They provide that sweetness to it, probably better than the Reese's Pieces, but let's be honest.
Reese's Pieces are delicious.
Reese's Pieces are really, really good.
Yes.
All right, so what else do you provide nutrition by Petra? We mentioned the refrigerator, but you also provide some other
Yeah, so
instruction.
we also do a lot of consultations one-on-one for, I see a lot of referrals from doctors for, sadly enough, obesity in the younger ages. I typically see anywhere between 4 to 15 obesity and coming in with children and talking about family lifestyle changes, because when you're that young, it's not just the child that has the problem, it's the whole environment that they're also in.
So I'm guessing there's probably two things you recommend: diet and get active.
Yes, pretty much. Yeah, and a lot of times too, everyone is as a victim to this. It's just we're just so busy and we don't know how to plan anymore. And so once again, this is where I really work with families how to plan to have nutritional beings in their environment. So how do I eat foods on the go? If we can't go to McDonald's because it's not good for us, where can we go, or what can we get at McDonald's that's a better choice than the Happy Meal or something like that? So we really work with families making baby steps, because if you do a complete 100% diet change, no one is going to stick with it. But if you do little steps that make drastic improvements, it usually goes a long way.
Very good. Let's wrap this up. The Go Red for Women is Heart Month. Getting those checkups are important, right?
Yes, the Well Women exams, I can't say, that's kind of a tongue twister. Very, very important. It's usually recommended at least once a year. Again, I always tell people to check with their physician, their PCP, to make sure what tests are available and correct for them. That there's a preventative task force that tells people how often to do their wellness exams and what exams they should be taking. Your PCP is so well knowledgeable in that, so make sure that you're getting it from that connection with your doctor, and that you have a doctor, because a lot of people don't have a doctor. Yeah, so making those connections, finding a doctor that you feel comfortable with, that you can discuss this with, because this is our body, we're stuck with it for the rest of our lives. So you got to make sure that we want to doing everything possible and having people that are on our back looking out for us.
Very good. She's Petra Colindres. Thanks so much for stopping by.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Dropping some knowledge, sharing with us what you see in various refrigerators across the city.
Oh, I could. We'll talk later. I can tell you some tales.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Heart Month, all February.